Thank you everyone for joining. We will be starting in just a few more minutes, 2 more minutes. Okay, we will get started. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you are doing well. And welcome to today's webinar on saving up to 30% on travel costs using AI. In a world where every penny counts, harnessing the power of artificial intelligence has become a game changer in travel planning. Today, we will embark on a journey to explore how AI is reshaping the travel landscape, offering innovative solutions to trim down your expenses. From intelligent predictive analytics to personalized travel recommendations, we will be unveiling the strategies that can revolutionize your approach to travel budgeting. Get ready to discover the secrets of cutting edge technology and also understand how AI can pave the path for smarter, more cost effective journey. We have Anish Kharia, the Chief Business Officer of Italite, today sharing his proven strategies that have helped our customers also across the globe. So let's dive in. Anish, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Deba, for that wonderful opening. Good afternoon, audience, or good morning, audience. If you're on the East Coast, then good afternoon to you. And if you're on the West Coast, then good morning to all of you. Before I dive into our topic, and this is a heavy topic, take that from me. Saving costs is something that is up on almost every CXO's agenda. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been the chief business officer of Italite for the last 7 years, but now for over a dozen years, I've worked with companies on optimizing their processes and costs. So this particular topic is very close to my heart. And some of what I share with you over the next 20 minutes comes from my own experiences, but also from the learnings I've gathered while talking to 500 different CXOs across companies. Over the next 20 minutes, we have three important things lined up for you. First up, we will talk to you about what makes your travel cost, right? And the engineer that I am, I'd love to talk to you through a mathematics equation. And trust me, I'm not going to scare you with math. It's going to be a simple one. Once we understand the factors that drive your travel cost, then I will take that and turn it into a path to 30% savings, right? What levers could you work on to achieve 30% savings? Finally, we will convert these levers into specific ideas under each lever that you can implement with your companies. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Deba has a plug. Let me remind you, this is not our first webinar on the topic. Back on 15th of December, we spoke to you about travel costs increasingly affecting a company's bottom line. So before we get started, let me remind you why. 2023 was a very unique year in the world of business travel. Demand came back and came back quite robustly. Business travel reached almost 90% of the pre-COVID peak. What was more concerning though was that prices increased quite a bit. Your average flight ticket became costlier by 15 to 25%. And this started to eat up companies' travel budgets. This is what got a lot of CXOs I spoke to riled up. And this is not stopping. Let's look at what you can expect in 2024. I came across this press article from the New York Times very recently, where they were asking if the airline prices were finally going to drop. And November and December did seem to suggest that maybe there was some respite around the corner. But unfortunately, I don't think there is respite in 2024. Given how robust demand is, I expect both airline and hotel prices to continue increasing. This increase can be between 8 to 20%. That's how much your travel budgets are going to increase if you don't address them. What's causing this increase? Primarily two things. For the first time since 2019, we will have demand that will run over the pre-COVID period. So yes, indeed, the 2024 travel spends by companies will will be more than what they had spent back in 2019. The second part is temporary supply disruptions. Many of you may have heard about the grounding of the Boeing 737 fleet because of several reasons. While I don't expect this to be long lasting, I expect these planes to be back in the air, but this will cause a short term blip in supply, and will that will mean your air prices will go up. So yes, indeed, today's topic of cost saving on your travel costs is definitely something you should be thinking about. Let's dive right into what are the factors driving your travel cost. The engineer that I am, I love this equation. Very, very simple equation. The travel cost for your company is nothing but a multiplication of the number of bookings you make and the cost per booking. If you are going to drive this down, then you have to attack both of these factors. Let's see what are the different things you could do when you look at targeting these factors. If you have to optimize the number of bookings, there are two ways. First, you can reduce the number of bookings by skipping travel, or you can reduce the number of wasteful bookings. There are some levers that you can pull, some ideas that you can implement right out of the gate. Later in the presentation, I'll talk to you about that. Similarly, on cost per booking, there are two ways in which you can address this. Number one, you can improve the selections you make. Later in the presentation, I'll explain in more detail what improving selection means. The other one is a factor many of you will already understand. Optimize the rates. Get the best rate possible for whatever you are booking. With our platform, Italite, our customers can achieve many of these things. They can get corporate rates set up, which are often discounted, or they can also set up budget alerts to manage their number of bookings quite well. Enough said. Let me first tell you, if you address these factors, then how could you save, or how much could you save? So the biggest lever at hand for you is improving selection. On your travel budget, this lever can cause as much as 15% spend reduction. Your next best friend is optimizing rates. This can drive down your travel costs by up to 10%. Finally, controlling number of bookings and reducing the number of wasteful bookings can save you up to 5% as well. Let's dive into our first lever, improving selection. What does this really mean? Travel is a very unique space or a unique product that gets consumed every day by a variety of users. Most travel platforms and most travel solutions stop at the plain vanilla, presenting user a set of choices and then letting them make their choice. One of the things I've seen behaviorally is travelers like certainty. When I'm traveling to the Times Square, I have stayed at the Marriott Marquis for my last few visits, then that is exactly the hotel I will pick up. Now, smart platforms or new age travel platforms like Italite realize this, and therefore, when we present results, we present these choices to the user as some of our top recommendations. But this is where AI starts playing a role. Can we identify an equally good hotel that is in the same area but at a price arbitrage? On this particular day, the W at Times Square is available for $20 lower, 5% cost saving right there. In addition, to build confidence with users, your platform should be able to also give smart nudges. For example, the W at Times Square is a hotel that 3 of my colleagues have stayed in too. So, hey, Anish, do you want to go try W at Times Square? This this journey of showing personalized choices and smart choices to your users can help you save money and save a lot of money. The other thing in improving the choices your travelers make, let's look at the other levers. All of us know that when it comes to a company's travel spend, a big chunk goes towards airlines. Now, 9 out of the 10 CFOs I work with are always worried about one thing: their travelers booking travel at the last minute. The reason they worry about it is because they think not every booking needs to happen at the last minute. There are some BAU cases that require last minute travel, but not every case. A wonderful lever through which you can influence last minute bookings is by using targeted incentives. An example from our own journey at Italite is what we call as early booking incentive. Let users or reward users for booking early. These rewards could be monetary or could be recognition. But this is a wonderful lever in pushing back last minute bookings. Make them select their flights early enough. Similar lever to drive down smarter choices is this reshop. Airline prices are dynamic, much like stock prices today. They go up, but they also sometimes come down. So finding a travel platform that can help you take advantage of these arbitrages is another interesting lever to pull. We call this the price reshop feature with Italite. This again can add as much as 4 to 5% cost reduction to, in your travel budget. So that, folks, is the first part, improving selection. I remind you again, this is your most potent lever. Pulled properly, this lever can help you save up to 15% of your travel spend. Let's look at lever number 2, which is optimizing rates. Almost as long as humans have been around, we've always bartered one for the other. One part of barter in the modern world is to optimize the rates at which you purchase. For mid-sized companies that we often work with, they are able to strike some of these barters, but they are not able to maximize their savings from these barters. Why is that? Let's look at that. So first things first, many mid-sized companies aren't aware of the different loyalty programs that airlines have to offer. Almost all of us know that airlines have very, very attractive reward programs for travelers, but not many know that they also offer a double dip. They reward not just the traveler but also the company. United, Southwest, Delta, American, all of the prominent carriers that your travelers are flying with have very attractive corporate programs, corporate loyalty programs. With these loyalty programs, you can both earn points, and if your spend's large enough, you can get upfront cash discounts. An example from a recent customer conversation, the customer was able to get up to 8% cash discount from one of these carriers. And this is not all. Once you strike these deals, then you have to be able to use them. An example from one of our own customers, the Ritz-Carlton on a particular day was available for just $180. But because they were able to strike a deal with this hotel, with Italite's help, they were able to purchase this for $130. In addition, the smart platform makes sure that this becomes a top recommendation for the traveler. And guess what? That's what drives the happiness of the traveler on the screen. So your second lever, a very important lever, is to make sure that you have set yourself up for the most optimal set of corporate deals. And then the platform, the way you book, is enabling you to maximize the use of these corporate deals. If you do this, I guarantee you can bring down your spends by up to 10%. Let's look at lever number 3. Number of bookings. Well, what's the genesis of this lever? If you go back 2 years or 3 years and you go back to 2020 and 2021, most companies were spending not even 30% of their pre-COVID travel budgets. Why was that? Let's look at that. There was no travel. Absolutely. Right? And when there was no travel, it also meant that our businesses suffered. People were less effective. They were not, going and speaking to customers as often as they should and could. And this therefore became something that weighed down on business. In today's environment where economy is still on the mend, growth is still slow, you definitely don't want going down this road. You want to encourage your employees to travel, but you want them to avoid the unnecessary travel. So if you have to prune bookings, my suggestion is you should go after bookings that are unnecessary. What are these bookings? Let's look at that. To reduce unnecessary bookings, our most potent lever is a lever that has survived the test of time. I was just talking to my marketing team yesterday. One of the key things they spend their money on is ads. The beginning of every month, I set a budget for them. This month, these many $1,000 or these, you can spend $100,000 on ads. Similar is the process that most companies follow when it comes to most of their spend levers. It is time you bring that to travel as well. Start setting up a budget for your sales team, for your customer success team, for your operations team, for your servicing team. And then have an important platform or have a platform that can give you alerts when you are exceeding this budget. For example, with Italite, your department heads can be alerted when the budget is breached. You start doing this effectively, you will easily see up to 5% reduction in your travel spend. So put together, let's take a step back. We've discussed a bunch of ideas through which you can save up to 30%. Number 1 is improve selection made by your travelers. This can help you save up to 15%. Number 2, optimize the rates, and that can help you save another 10%. And finally, reduce the number of unnecessary bookings, and that can help you save 5% more. Go after this, folks. This is something that can help you drive savings in the next 1 to 2 months. If you want to talk more, I'm happy to. Later in the presentation, we'll show you my calendar link. You can feel free to book a personal session with me, and I'll be happy to chat with you. But before that, I want to make sure you're not overwhelmed, right? Who has the time to go through all of this, right? And how will I know whether my company is truly, missing out on some of these opportunities? Well, fear not. AI is here to help. Up top, Deva mentioned how AI has been revolutionizing business travel over the last couple of years. Now, AI has helped convert data into real insights. To give you our own Italite mastermind example, here is an AI bot that constantly looks at your travel spend trends and comes up with recommendations. For this particular case, it identified that last minute bookings were a problem. While it is common for companies to have 20 to 25% of their bookings being last minute, for this particular company, 35% of their bookings were last minute. If they pushed back on it, they could save as much as $19,000. This is the power of AI. You don't need to lift a pen. You don't need to download those spreadsheets and create those pivots. AI today can help convert those data files into real insights for you. So this is the first thing you should be thinking about. The second thing is monitoring this. And this is where, again, AI has improved visualization of data by leaps and bounds. You don't need to spend countless hours cleaning that data and making graphs for your management discussions. AI can help you visualize your data much better. And modern travel platforms like Italite can do that for you. So, my friends and my dear audience, here are some real opportunities for you to materially improve your travel program and save yourself some money. Well, this is what I had. On your screen, you find the QR code to book a meeting with you. If you want me to take a look at your company's travel spends and work with you on identifying some levers, feel free to scan this and book a meeting with me. Deba, we've had quite an engaging discussion. Let's see if our audience has some questions.
So we have some questions. I'll go through them and you can take it up. So the first one is around what are the strategies using which we can hedge fuel price hikes impact on travel?
So that's a great question and a tough question at that. So first thing, to give comfort to our audience, Brent prices or Brent crude prices have been trending lower. This is one of the reasons why I don't expect travel prices to go up more. I expect fuel prices to cool down a little bit, and that should have an impact on their travel costs. However, if you were to try and hedge against the fuel prices, then one of the techniques one could do is sign up for these corporate programs. These corporate programs also let you earn some cash in advance, and that can offset some of the fuel cost impact on your airline spend.
Got it. Okay, we have one more question. With Italite, can the membership accumulated through my business membership points accumulated through my business trips also be used for my personal trips?
Absolutely. For every booking you make on Italite, we'll be able to consume your membership number and pass it at the time of the booking. Whether that's your business travel booking or whether that's your personal booking. So yes, both can, both type of bookings can be made on Italite, and you can continue to earn membership benefits and use them on the platform.
Great. We'll take one last question, which is what are the adoption drivers of travel platform within a company?
Well, the answer depends. If you're a mid-sized company, you have between, let's say, 100 to 500 employees. It's very common that you have an open booking system, which means your users are used to going to different places, the airline website, the hotel website, maybe some online travel websites, and booking off of there. If you're implementing a managed travel platform like ItLite for the first time, it's important that you invest in three things. First is just buzz creation. With significant advancement in digital engagement, this is something that's not hard to do, and this will help build your users' conviction in the new platform that you're introducing. Number two, make sure you have you you market the early success stories that your users have. One big advantage of a managed travel platform over users booking from multiple places is users get the ease of booking in one place. This is a significant time saver, and this is something that most of our users love as well. So make sure you talk to users about stories like this and much more. And that's always going to make sure users keep coming back to the platform. Finally, do also talk to them about the benefits that the company gets in your town halls and management reviews. We found that is also a great way of getting more ownership from the employees and therefore better adoption.
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful strategies, also tips everyone can use now. Okay, that is it for the webinar today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and we will see you very, very soon. So, okay, bye.
Don't forget to tune into our next webinar. We will be announcing that very soon. Thank you, audience. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.